Hey everybody, sure hope this is recording. Let's check. Yep, that looks right. Well, this is your old pal Debbie Levitt, looking like hell as usual, but I have something so cool that I really needed to show it to everybody. So sit down, and this is going to take a few minutes, but I want to show it to you. Now, PayPal was giving these out at the PayPal X Innovate conference, and I want to tell everybody about it because I think a lot of people are going to want this, and with it being holiday shopping time, this is definitely something to think about. This is the Echo Pen from a company called Livescribe, that's all one word. This is the 4GB model, and it was given out at the PayPal conference, so they screened them all. And basically, it's a pen, but it does a lot more. So I want to show this to you. First of all, I take off the cap, and it's a pen. And I think the cap, I wish the cap had a place I can hold on to it, but I have to just put it down. Now, the pen, of course, can write on anything, but where the Echo Pen really becomes super magnificent is when you use the special paper that you can print yourself or buy in books. So I went to Best Buy and I bought some books. We've got the dot paper in a little spiral book, and we actually also have sticky notes. They call it dot paper. That's a special paper that you need because it has special features. So let me show you some of these features, because part of the Echo Pen is that it can also record sound. So again, I don't know how well you can see this on here, but there's different things that we can point to with the pen, and it will do an action. So down here along the bottom are some of these actions. Again, I don't know how high to hold this. So we've got record, pause and stop, jump, bookmark, jump to position, playback speed, and volume. So the idea is that you might be listening to a lecture, or you might be in a brainstorming session, or something's going on, and you want to record what's being said in the room. Again, most obvious being a lecture or something like that. And what it does is it treats everything like what they call a pen cast. So it remembers every motion of the pen, and it will kind of code what you're writing along with what's being said at the time. So let's try this in action. So I'm going to turn on the pen. Starting pen. Okay, so I'm going to hit record. Okay, it says record. So all the sound in the room is now being recorded. So if you were having a meeting with someone, or if you were listening to a seminar, you would be capturing all this. And then maybe you're taking notes while this is going on. Maybe the person who's speaking says something, and you're not really sure what they're talking about, and you want to remember later to come back to it. So maybe I draw a question mark. Nothing special, just drew a question mark. And then maybe there's a really important point coming, you know, he's saying, oh, I've got 5 important tips for you, and here they come, and so you start writing 5 tips, and I've got that here. And then he says tip number 1 and tip number 2, and so he goes through all these things, or you have this great brainstorming session, you're making notes, you're drawing stars, I'll draw a star. And so now all these strokes that I've made are now associated with what sound was going on at the time. So sure, I can make a checklist or a shopping list or whatever, but it's also associated with this sound in a really interesting way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a sentence while I speak so I can show you how some of this plays out. So I don't even know, I hadn't planned this out before. So let's try my Brass Flowers slogan. So let's write this out. Design, personality, and usability are the new white, can't spell today, space, can't spell the word white. Okay, so let's say that we've written that out, and I have written that out, albeit sloppily. So now I'm going to stop the pen from recording. Okay, made a little sound, and it tells me that it stopped recording, and it shows me it's recorded 1 minute 50 seconds of material here. Now what I can do is I can start pointing at things that I wrote, and it will actually start playing the playback from the point at which I wrote that. So let's give that a try. 5 tips, and I've got that here. And then he says tip number 1 and tip number 2, and he goes through all these things. Not bad, right? How about my star? how about my long sentence? Let's stop. Stop. So you can start to see how cool and interesting this is. But wait, it gets cooler and more interesting. What am I going to do next? Sync it. So the Livescribe Pen synchronizes with what's called the Livescribe Desktop. It's a free download. I think it's Windows and Mac. I happen to be on Windows, and I'm doing this all in my little netbook so I can show it to you. And it says right now, it's showing a little icon for syncing with the computer. It's trying to get me to install an update, but I'm trying to avoid that so I can show this to you. Okay, great. So again, I'm hoping that I'm sitting at the right angle to show this to you on the screen, but here is the notebook that I am working on, and this is the page we just did. So let's see if we can blow this page up. So you can see we've got the question mark, we've got the 5 tips, we've got the star, and we've got the sentence I wrote out. Everything is right here. I could print that, I could share it with people, and I believe you can play it back as a pencast, and it will show everything being written out. But I know that I can also play it because it will have recorded the sound. So let's see if I can remember how to start doing that. Oh yeah, what I can do is I can start pointing at things, and I believe it will start playing the sound. So did you see that? As it said 5 tips. How do I get it to shut up? I can't remember. Oh, here it is at the bottom. So as it had me saying 5 tips, you could actually see the pen writing it on the page. So it actually is tracking all of these movements. Now it actually gets even sexier from here because I can come back to this page and I can go back to my notebook and I can right click on the page and I can say share page with Evernote, which some of you know is a mobile phone application for taking notes and keeping notes. So just going to put this down and I'm just going to deal with this. It says which pages do I want to include, what is the page name, I'm going to call it 5 tips, and I'm going to say share, and I'm going to wait a moment to see if it gives me, okay, it wants my Evernote login, if I can remember it. Sharing 5 tips with Evernote. That's what it says on the screen. I know this is the boring part of the video. The exciting water drinking. And then what's going to happen is I've got my Android phone here and I'm on the Wi-Fi, and what I can do is I can open up Evernote, and as soon as I tell it to sync, it's going to pick up that note. I'm just worried that I gave it the wrong password and maybe it didn't share correctly, but let's take a look. All notes. 5 tips, and it also knows that I was on page 6 of my notebook. So all the pages are numbered and it knows, I don't know if you can see this, this is page 6. So it says 5 tips, page 6, loading note. Ta-da! Hope you can see that. There is my note, so I can take it with me. I don't think I can change it very much from the Evernote interface, but at least I would have it handy if it were important notes and I wanted to go over something with someone. It would be right there on my phone, otherwise it's right there on my computer, my netbook, or my laptop, or of course here it is on paper, and all the audio files go with it. So I don't think Evernote gets the audio file, but the audio file does get downloaded and sent to my computer. So I can play the audio, I can export the audio, I can deal with the audio. So I think this is a really cool thing for anybody who does a lot of business meetings where they're taking notes and they want to remember what people said. Certainly brainstorming sessions, seminars, and other conferences. I just think that this is something really neat. Now they have applications for the pen. Supposedly it can do things. I'm not sure I would really try to make a pen with a screen this size do too much. But for example, it supposedly can act as a calculator. So here at the back of my notebook is a calculator interface. I'll undock it for a moment here. And I'm under the impression if I start tapping on different things, it will calculate. So let's say 5 times 8 equals, well, it says 40 on the screen. So again, there are little things that you can do here by tapping on here. So I think, is that it? Yeah, it's mostly, I mean, there's like cosine and tangent on here in case you need to do that at a seminar. But anyway, that is my semi-short version of what the Echo Pen can do. Of course, you can delete what's on the pen, you can archive what's on the pen, you can download it to the computer, I can erase it from the computer, I can keep it on the pen, I can remove it from the pen and keep it on the computer. Really interesting, and you can get the pen from Livescribe's website. I don't know if they sell them or not at Best Buy, but I did get some of the accessories at Best Buy. I got a little portfolio dude that I can put my notebooks into, and it'll also hold the pen because the pen doesn't have a clip or a good way to hold it. I got some sticky notes. They came in a pack of 3 wide guys and 3 squarey guys, and I think that was like $12. So again, that's, you know, you can spend less on sticky notes, but if you're looking for these features, then you need that. Then I got these pack of notebooks. There's 4 notebooks, and they're in the A5 size. They're 80 sheets, and they're numbered, and the numbering, of course, helps you and Livescribe keep all of this stuff straight. So there you go. Right now, this the 4 gigabyte pen, I believe, is about $200, and the accessories you see, the extra notebooks, the sticky notes, and the journal ran about $50 or $60 at Best Buy. So those are my tips, and I thank you for watching my Echo Pen video, and I hope everybody will think about something like this for the person in your life who could definitely use this holiday season.